Hello, my dear friends. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is the another lecture, the lecture series on the complete Python course. Okay, my dear friends. So today, my dear friends, we are going to start with the simply the list method. Okay, my dear friends. So what are the list method? You can simply say that if my list consists of 2, 1, and 3. Okay, so we have to list methods are simply used to add elements to the list. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just tell you, for example, my list is something I could say that 2, 1, and 3. Okay, so in this case, I could simply say that if I will use the method of simply I can say list dot append. So list dot append method simply adds another element at the end of the list. Okay, my dear friends. So in this case, my dear friends, I could say that it's like it will simply become list is equivalent to simply I could say 2, 1, 3, and 4. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just show that to you how this works. So let's just create a new file. That is I can say list dot py. Okay, my dear friend. So the thing is that you can say that simply over here. It is like, let me just create my list, and my list is equivalent to, let's say, 2, 1, and 3. I will simply use the method list dot append, and let's say I will add to my list, let's say the 5 element. Okay. And then I will run this code of, print my list. Okay, my dear friends. So let me run this code now. Okay, so in this case, I should be getting the output, like you can say that. Yeah. So the element will get ended at the end of the list, and then it will give me the required output. Okay, my dear friends, I can also add more elements, like I will write over here list dot append, let's say 7. Okay. So my dear friends, I will write over here print, and here will be list again. Okay. So yeah, and let me just run this code, and yeah, we are getting like this over here. Okay, so my dear friends, let's just move forward. Then it comes the list dot sort. Okay, my dear friends. So list dot sort simply adds my list in the ascending order. All right, my dear friends. So basically the thing is that if I will run the function over here, that is list dot sort. Okay, so this will simply sort my list. Okay, so let me just like run this function. Okay, so let's say I can also declare a new list. Okay, list 1 is equivalent to list dot sort. All right, and then I will print simply my list 1, and then I can also print my list 2 also my I will also print my list. Okay, my dear friends, so let's just see what is happening in both the cases. Okay, so yeah, in my first case, basically list 1 has returned me none, but in the second case, it has returned me 1, 2, and 3. Okay, my dear friends, so that means that you can say that none means that list 1 does not store anything, but my list will store. So that means I can run it like I need not to assign all the values of the list to the another variable. Okay, so if I will run this code, so in this case, I will be getting 1, 2, and 3. Okay, my dear friends. So I can say over here that here is, if I will write list 1 is equals to, so it will not reassign, or it will not, take all the elements from list 1 and put it into the list, from the list and put it into the list 1. Okay, my dear friends. So this will simply return me 1, 2, and 3. I hope this is pretty much clear to you all, my dear friends. So let's just move forward to the next part. All right. So next, my dear friends, there comes list dot sort. Okay, list dot sort, and if I will write reverse equals to true, this will sort my list simply in the descending order. I hope, my dear friends, this is also getting clear to you. Okay, so let me just show that to you. So let's say I will write over here list dot sort, and here will be reverse equals, and then it is true. Okay, so if I will print my list, in this case, my reverse order will be printed something like this. So just need to remember that list dot sort reverse equals true. will simply, sort my list in descending order. All right, my dear friends. So now let's just move forward. Okay. So next there comes is list reverse. All right. So list reverse simply reverses my list. All right, my dear friends. Whatever elements are written, whatever order it is. So let's say if it is written like this, if it is written like this, 2, 1, and 3. So in this case, my list will be reversed and I will be getting 3, 1, and 2. Okay, my dear friends. So this is what I will be getting. All right. So yeah, if I will write over here list reverse, all right, and then I will print my list, so it will reverse all the elements in my list and it will be giving me again the output as 3, 2, and 1. I hope, my dear friends, this was also crystal clear to you. Now, my dear friends, let me just discuss with you the last method in my list, and that is simply, I could say that list dot insert. So list dot insert method will simply insert the element at the, you know particular index the element would be inserted. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just give you an example. So let's say over here I'm writing over here, let's say writing my list to be 2, 1, and 3. Okay, my dear friends. And then I'm going to do simply list dot append. All right. Not list dot append. I will simply want to insert the element, let's say at the fifth index, and my element is 7. Okay, my dear friend. Let me just run it, and yeah. So basically, not on the, if I will write over here whatever index, but it will inserting the element at the next index. Okay, my dear friend. So let's say I will write over here 3. So it will simply insert the element at the third index. Okay. In case I will write greater index, like you can say 3, 4, or 7, but it will simply insert the element at the third index. I hope, my dear friends, this is also clear to all of you. So that was all about list methods. Okay, let me just discuss with you another method. Okay, discuss with you another method in Python. All right, my dear friends. So let's say instead of insert, I'm going to write some other element, like you can say p. So it will simply pop, and it will simply, pop the last element from the list. All right. So let's say it will plop the last element. All right. And if I will again run this method of, you can say, that is, you can say list dot pop. Okay. Again, this will pop an element from the list. Okay, my dear friends, and that is how it works. So these were all the, list methods, my dear friends, that I just discussed with you. I hope you have liked the video. In my next class, we are going to begin with the concept of tuples. So till then, stay tuned for more videos and do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.